Yeah.
Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined once again by my boys, Mr. CashinDFS. You can find him on Twitter at CashinDFS. Cashin, how we doing, bro?
I don't know.
Always the best introductions. I love it. I like that. I never know what to expect. I know it's going to be brief, but I don't know what to expect other than that. We're also joined by our boy, everybody's favorite farmer, TC. You can find him on Twitter at Terry_Collins12. TC, my man, how you doing?
Doing good. Had a decent day. Went not all in, but way too heavy on Costa Kufus. That was a donkey move on my part. If I wouldn't have done that, I would have been ecstatic during this podcast. But nope, I'm a donkey, so we'll try to make it up tomorrow.
Hey, bro, I'm the donkey that played Jason Smith.
Yo, okay, you know what? I'm going to second that. And I got to tell the nation this. So, like, after, like, we're doing the live stream, and Cash is in the chat like usual, and he's doing his thing. And I'm literally having a conversation with Paulie, like, do I got to play Jason Smith now? Like, I really don't want to. Cash said, like, the most logical thing, that it got me completely off the guy. The most logical thing he says, I will fade cheap chalk, I will fade value chalk that stand there and do nothing. And
or volatile chalk.
Right, or volatile chalk. And, like, I just, like, that was like, you know what? Yeah, I am not playing Jason Smith because the guy stands there and does nothing. Just because he's cheap doesn't mean he could literally do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the next thing you know, my man Cash puts him in all of his lineups. After saying the most brilliant thing and talking me off of him, he then proceeds to put him in his lineups. I just had to tell the nation that, man.
Today was a rough day for Cash with not doing the money line and Smith.
Dude. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, last night on the podcast, he calls the Indiana Pacers beating the Cavs. And, like, I'm like, yo, did you put any money on it? He was like, nah. Why not, bro? You said it was like a lie. You knew it. You called it. You knew that was going to happen. He don't need to, bro. He does it for the nation. That's how you know. He does it for the
savings.
Nation. Life savings.
Dude, somebody's out there, like, rolling in it right now.
Yeah, somebody's out there, like, man.
I hope so. I hope they listen.
Yeah.
They don't think I'm an idiot.
No question, my man. No question about that. My man knows his basketball.
Cleveland Cavaliers can't beat North Carolina right now by 11. Like, they can't beat Villanova. Like, they are terrible.
They are pretty bad. They don't look good whatsoever. Freaking Collison and Sabonis, man. Like there was a time where you couldn't really, like, last year you really couldn't take bigs against them. That is long gone, man. These dudes, I mean, Sabonis, man. I mean, wow. Don't get me wrong. He's doing well, but
there's no way that any sharp bettor bet on Cleveland tonight. Like, there's just no way.
Right. Yeah. It was just like
I would have liked to see where all the money was coming in at, like, towards late. I would have liked to see where that was at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that spread had to come down some. Like, there's just no way. There's just no way.
You know, it's funny because, like, with all that we're talking, like, we still had I think all of us really had we had a good night. Like, I think all of us were in the green. Like, we had a lot of the right calls with a lot of those guys that we called on the show and the articles. Like, so we all did well. It's just, like, I think that we were all in positions to do better. And then we just made the one or two wrong pivots to make it okay, yeah, I'm cashing, but, like, it could have been a huge night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one or two players off for each of us. And, like, different players, different circumstances, but it's like I feel like all of us hit the nuts in one lineup except for, like, one or two guys. And in TC's case it was Kufus. In Cash's case it was Smith. In my case,
Smith was whatever. In my case, it was Gordon from Houston over Evans.
Yes.
I had Evans on most of everything, but my best lineup had Gordon over Evans.
Yes. So he went 100% on Jason Smith, but did not go 100% on Chalmers and Evans.
Hey, I would have rather have had Gordon than Costa Kufus, man.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. It's GPPs though, man. You take chances. That's what you do. You know, you're first to last, right, Cash? That's what they say.
Always. Ricky Bobby is my life motto.
Ricky Bobby.
How I live every day.
All right, man. So we got a 2-game slate today, so there's not too much to talk about, but I'm gonna make it a little interesting. I'm gonna make there some stuff to talk about. I want to ask you guys, like, how does your approach change? And I want you guys to tell the nation, like, we have some time, so it's a good opportunity to talk some strategy a little bit. We got a 2-game slate here, and so obviously, like, it's different. We always talk about how in 2-game slates, like, raw points matter a little bit more. But I want to ask you guys, like, where your process starts. Like how do you approach these to begin with? And I'm sure it's different for everybody, but I'd like to know yours. So TC, you first, man. Like, what is your thought process immediately knowing it's a 2-game slate?
Yeah, knowing that it's a 2-game slate, like, I automatically know that I'm going to make, like, multiple lineups. Not quite as many as I would, like, on, like, today's 11 or 12 game slate, but, like, I want to have one that has all the big guys in it, that have all the studs, have all the chalk in it, because, like, tonight or tomorrow, there's nobody over 10K. So I want to have one of those just kind of hedge it if they go off, but also then I want to, like, throw in, like, just random ass picks. Like, I want to go and, like, just take flyers and hope that it hits, because it's anytime you have slates like this, like, it's going to be so obvious who everyone's going to have. They're all just going to pay way up for it, maybe have 1 or 2 pivots. So you have to find some way to kind of differentiate yourself from everyone else, or you're all just going to be sitting at the top, tied, and you're going to split the entire profit. And yeah, you'll get first, it'll say first, but you're not going to maximize how much money you make. So this is slates like this, you definitely want to hedge. You definitely want to have multiple lineups with multiple different ways. You want to have lineups that, if it is a chalk night and the chalk guys go off, that you're safe and you're going to be kind of hanging with them. It's almost like a cash mentality in GPPs. Like, you're going to go with those safe guys that are probably going to be popular, but then you also want to go on the other side of the spectrum too. So then I'll start going through and I'll look at kind of guys that I think are going to get swept under the rug. I'll kind of look at who I think is going to be like the top 2 owned guys on the slate, and then maybe see if there's a guy or 2 under them that I can pivot down to. And then I'm going to have a few lineups that are just flyers, to where I'm going to leave a lot of money on the table. But if it goes the way that I want it, then I'm going to be the only person with that lineup, and I'm going to hopefully hit the nuts and win all the money.
Okay, fair enough. Cash, what about you, man? How does your mindset change looking at a 2-game slate?
I bring my volume way down, and I play nothing but donkeys. Like, I'm not going into a 2-game slate trying to play $100 single entry or something like that. Like, it's pure donkeys. I want first or last. Like, I want to play against the whatever the donkey is tonight, the $4 donkey or whatever, the $9 donkey, whatever the hell they have. I don't even know. But I'll be in there, and I'll make multiple lineups. And I'm trying to get the highest guy. Like, I don't care how old they are. If I think Steph Curry is going to be the highest scorer on the slate, I'll go all in. And if he's 50% on, 55% on, it doesn't matter, because I have 100%. So either I'm better than the 55%, or I'm worse, because maybe they don't have 100% on their lineups. You know what I'm saying? So I'm either gonna go. I'm going for the top. I'm going for the bottom, and I will put chalk in everywhere, and I will, like LaMarcus Aldridge. He's a dude that's volatile. Like, he was great at the beginning of the year. He's trying to come. I mean, he's coming back down to earth, like last year, where he could blow up and then he could go for 20 for 5 games in a row and just do nothing. So he's a guy that's going to be popular. So I'll go underweight on that, because he can go out. They could get blowed out first off, and he could go for 20. So if he goes for 20 at 8,000, and he's 35% on or 40% owned, and I got 5%, I'm ahead of the game. And I look for the flyers that is not going to be high on, that I think has high upside. A flyer player I don't care if how volatile they are, because that's what they are. They're just a cheap punt flyer. Like they're not a core play. They're just there to try to put me to the top. But these guys that I think can bust, I will go underweight. The guys I think that's not gonna bust, I'll go overweight.
Yeah. So you're looking kind of like what TC said. You're almost switching like the core of your build to more of a cash game build. Like you want your core to be the safer guys that are less, like as you say, volatile, and provide you more stability, and then use those other plays. Like once you have your core, you just kind of shuffle in all the volatile players and all the players that have big upside, and just see, and hope that the ones that you have are in the right combination. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and it all translates to basically raw points matter, right? Like it doesn't matter how popular it is. If you think this guy's going to score the most points on the slate, don't get cute, play him.
Exactly. You're not going to win if there's a guy that's 70% on that goes off. You're just not going to. You have no chance of catching up on a 2-game slate.
You know what? Perfect example. Recently, I think it was a 3-game slate, and Boogie was on the slate against the Kings. Right? And like if you faded him, you were not winning. He put up 80. Exactly. He was like 80-90% owned. And so you had to play him. He was chalk. You had to play him. Mm-hmm. But Boogie, of course, is a guy that you wouldn't have faded because why, Cash? He's not volatile. Like you know what you're gonna get from Boogie. Like it's very rare that he's gonna
He damn sure ain't volatile without AD on the court. The only thing that's volatile about him is his craziness.
You just gotta worry about getting teed up and thrown out. Yeah, which is scary. But but that's scary. Well, even today, man, he had a horrible start today. He even left the game for a little bit, went to the locker room, got his knee checked out, came back, and still put up 76 DraftKings points or whatever, 71, whatever he got, man. Boogie, man. Dude is awesome. The dude is just awesome. All right, let's go ahead and crack into this 2-game slate, man. We're going to make this nice and brief. We're going to go game by game, obviously, because there's only 2 games. So we'll just cover it. I just have to actually pull up the games because we've been talking for so long that my computer fell asleep. All right, we got Golden State at San Antonio, 8 p.m. Eastern start. TC, I'm going to start with you, man. What are your thoughts, first look on this game?
Yeah, the over-unders at 218.5 with Golden State being 6.5-point favorites on the road. My first look here is I have a feeling a lot of people are going to gravitate towards Golden State, but kind of like Cash said and I alluded to, don't let that scare you. Don't let it be like most nights, like today where I said Minnesota players, if you stack them, you could get an edge. Well, it's not like that. It's not the same circumstance. So you could almost pick any team out of all 4 of these and team stack the entire team if you wanted to. So let's say since they have a 6.5 point favorite, then that means their implied total is 115. So I don't really want Clay in this spot just because I like McCollum more, but like I'm gonna have a lot of Steph. I'm gonna have a lot of Draymond, and I'm gonna have a lot of Durant. From there on, like from the San Antonio side, I'm probably not going to have Patty Mills or Murray. Well, not in like my stacked lineup, not in my main lineup. In like the flyer lineups, I'll have some of them, but I won't have any of them. I don't really want Danny Green just because I don't feel too confident in him. So like in the main lineup, it's going to be pretty much stacking the Golden State side of this. I will have some LMA on this, not a crazy amount. I'll have more of Draymond than I will of Aldridge. And I'm not going to touch really any of the centers. I'm not going to have any Powell. I'm not going to have any McGee. I'm not going to have any Zaza. But in terms of like flyers on it, I kind of said I was going to throw in at least one lineup where it was going to be like a flyer only. I'm going to leave a lot of money on the table. Brandon Paul at 3,300 on FanDuel. He's a super flyer. Hey, I told you guys, I warned you before we even got to this, I was going to throw flyers out. But he shot well from 3 in college. His percentage-wise, he's shot well from 3 this season. If you're going to pick flyers, I'm going to pick guys that have scoring upside. I'm not going to go for a flyer that I think, he might not score very much, but he's decent at defense and might get me a steal or two. No, I'm going for points. Like, I'm going all in for points. And if he can hit you 15 points, get a few boards, few assists. I'm okay with that. Trying to think of anybody else I like in this game. Kyle Anderson could be a flyer. Iggy could be a flyer. Like, I think it's anybody listening, it's pretty much obvious. The players that you hear a lot of and who are the most popular from the teams in both of these games are going to be the guys that we're obviously on. But like I said, I'm going to throw some flyers out there like Paul Anderson. That might be. I might have some David West just because he's a point per minute guy. So he'll be in some lineups and hope that he gets decent run and continues his average of points per minute. But that's pretty much it for this game. Vegas wise, I'm probably going to take the over on this if that means anything to anybody. At 218, I don't mind it. And with Kawhi out, like I don't have any issues with Golden State scoring. And if San Antonio can keep up, which is kind of the question mark, I think I'm going to have action on the over here.
Okay. Cash, what are your thoughts on this game?
I love TC's call. Dude is in my dummy lineup.
Brandon Paul?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Illinois, man.
And it's Curry, Durant, and Draymond, my dude. But I think this game, I think that the Warriors handle them. Like, I know it's on the road, I know it's the Spurs, but the way that Boston, like, just, I don't know, man. The way Boston just beat the Spurs, and it's their first game back home, I believe, right? I don't think they played home since then. Like, I just see the Warriors handling it, and I think that those three studs will get what they need if it is a blowout, and if it's not, that's fine by me. But this kid, he went off in the Boston game because it was a blowout, and he played the whole fourth quarter. The kid is good. I mean, I think it's hilarious that you liked him too. That's funny.
I love him.
I hope nobody else does. Like, y'all listening, keep it a secret.
No,
like
they won't. I guarantee it. This is his first year with the team. No one's heard of him unless they're Illinois fans. Like, he wasn't drafted by them. He came in from overseas. Like, nobody's gonna be on him unless you watched Illinois basketball or you go through entire rosters.
That's good. I hope that's true. But yeah, I just think that they handle him. Like, I don't think I'm gonna have much exposure to Spurs except backup Spurs. Like, maybe a Patty Mills, because maybe Curry's just going off on old dude.
Murray.
And Pop wants the experience in there, but Patty Mills is not necessarily a great case because he won't play in the blowout minutes. Like, he will have Murray on the court before you'll have Patty Mills in blowout, because Patty Mills is a veteran in this league. So, but I mean, I just don't see myself having a lot of Spurs exposure, but I see myself having a lot of Warriors exposure.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, let's move it on over. We got the Lakers.
Oh, but hold on. If it's a 2-game slate, you always make a game stack of each game, no matter what.
Yes.
Because if one of those games goes to triple overtime by chance, you're just, you know what I'm saying? You're just so far ahead of anybody that didn't stack the game. Like.
And not only that, like, team stacks also. Like, obviously you can't stack an entire team in your lineup, so you got to kind of game stack it. But, like, you can, if you're going to, like, enter a lot of, like, if you're not a big money player, if you're not going to go for, like, $4, $9, $15 entries and you're going to do, like, 25-cent entries, then make, like, $4 or $5 worth of entries if you can, and, like, put one lineup that has mainly the Golden State guys in it, one lineup that has mainly the San Antonio guys for every team, and then even stack it. Like, if you really want to, like, cover all the bases, you have to, like, almost mass enter. That doesn't mean you have to do a lot of money, like, in your entries, but you have to cover almost every base on slates like this.
Yeah, and don't expect to win a donkey, because there's going to be plenty of guys that have almost every single combination that you can possibly have on a 2-game slate. They'll have it.
you might get lucky and tie in days like this.
or
like a Brandon Paul goes off, and for some odd reason they had him in the wrong combination, and then you're gonna look back at Cash and I, and you're just gonna be happy as hell.
Fair enough. Let's move on to this next game here. It is the Lakers and Lonzo Ball visiting Damian Lillard, the Portland Trailblazers. Go ahead, CC.
Game opens up at 210.5 with Portland 7.5 point favorites at home. Kind of like the rest, I'm gonna have like just huge exposure to both sides. Like I'm gonna have multiple stacks and different ways of this game, because I want a lot of Lonzo, and I'm probably gonna be over the field on Lonzo. I want a lot of Lillard. I'm gonna have a lot of McCollum. Where the real like interest comes into it at, like for the Lakers side of it, like where you're going to actually have to think is if you're not entering like a crazy amount of lineups, is like the Randall, Kuzma, Nance situation, how you're going to like play that. So that's kind of where the thought process comes in, because unless you're going to play a decent amount of lineups, you're not going to be able to get every combination in there. So that's really the only way, or the only reason I think, or only thing that might bring some kind of concern or thought process to this. Caldwell Pope, he's in play here. I like Jordan Clarkson at 3,900. My favorite play, well, all of them are favorite plays. I mean, there's really everyone's chalk in lineups like this, so I can't really say it's my favorite value because everyone's going to be owned. But I like Ingram here quite a bit. I just think that if it is true and Portland does get up that high, even it doesn't need to be a blowout for him to play. But if it's not comfortable, then he's going to be in there even more. I guess I said him for the Golden State game. I'm probably going to have some Lopez just because at 5,300. Well, I'm going to have everyone, but he's probably going to be my most highly owned, because I think I want to be under the field or over the field on Lopez and under on Nurkic, except for like my chalk stacks. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's going to be a big like issue with people who aren't going to throw in like 10 lineups, how they're going to handle the Nance, Randall, Kuzma situation. That's going to be where the real question mark comes into play.
Yeah. Cash, what are your thoughts here?
My thoughts, I'm pissed.
What else is new, bro? What else is
it wouldn't be a podcast.
It wouldn't be life if Cash wasn't pissed, bro.
I just opened up Damian Lillard's game tonight, and I was so close. Not no main lineup, not no lineup with actual money on it, but I was so close to going all in on Dame on my few donkey teams because I knew against Utah he was going to be super low owned and has the upside of John Wall, and it was just going to be super low owned. And it happened to go to overtime, and he happened to score over 60 FanDuel points. And I happen to have absolutely zero exposure. So,
but you got a lot of Jason Smith, though.
I do.
Hey,
on my main teams.
At least you didn't have more Kufis than Lillard exposure.
Yes, that's true. That's a tough break, man. That was a good call with your mindset, like the way that if you. Well, I like what you said about Wall. We knew Wall was going to be very popular, and he's popular. Why? Because of his upside and his matchup. But like I like how you pointed out that maybe the matchup didn't seem as great, like first look, but he has the same upside, and he's going to be like literally a fraction of the ownership. So I just wanted to tell you, I thought that was, I thought that was good insight in how you worded that. But anyway, keep going.
This is what I was going to say. Like, if you have plenty of exposure to a player and you know he's going to be chalk, I knew John Wall was going to be chalk. I don't want, like, if you're playing against 100,000 lineups, it's very hard to win when you have a John Wall and a Beal. Like, you have these 40% on guys on your team if you don't have super low on guys with huge upside. Because these MME guys that are mass entering, they are gonna either go. They're gonna have plenty of wall teams. They're gonna have plenty of these teams, so it's gonna be hard for you to beat that. So what I do is I'll put wall on my main teams, whatever. And if I don't really like him, I'll fade him there too. But I'm gonna put Damian Lillard, who's gonna be 2%. I don't know. I didn't look. He's probably around 2%. When Wall's gonna be 40 something, that's just gonna immediately take away ownership from Dame. Being on the road in Utah immediately takes ownership away from Dame, and he's more expensive. So I mean, that's how you win huge money in huge tournaments. You got to get like, I got Rubio. Like I played Rubio in some donkeys. Dude was like 2% owned, and he has the upside of John Wall as well, if he's balling because he got Damian Lillard defense. But I just wanted to point that out. Like that's just what you do if you want to win against a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, real quick, to interrupt you again, but that's a good call because I played Rubio today on DraftKings and I ran him back with McCollum, and it was because I didn't want to pay the price. And like this lineup had Warren, this lineup was like built similarly to what I would expect a lot of other John Wall owners to have had. And had I played, Lillard over Wall, it's like that would have been the 2%, 3%, whatever he was. I don't know either. I didn't see anybody with him.
And like, then you could have went from McCollum to Beal, and Beal can outscore.
No, exactly. That's exactly the point. And I had Beal in that lineup. I had him in the utility spot on DraftKings. So like, that's exactly like the point. So I didn't play Wall in that lineup, but like I'm just saying, like it was. I saw a lot of builds with like a game stack of the Phoenix, and Wall was almost in every one. It was Wall, Beal, Warren, and like, they did great. But the problem was they didn't have, like, I'm sure they cashed, but they didn't have that 5% pivot, the big one. John Wall fade, pivoting over to Lillard. That would have been the piece that would have changed their life that night had they played.
And that's what you can do. Like if it's a chalk team like that, and it has two players, like I mean, it's a perfect example because Beal and Wall on this team, they both can beat each other any night. Like Beal can outscore Wall any night. Wall can definitely outscore Beal any night. So if they're both going to be super chalk, you make the Beal team and you pivot from Wall just in case, because Wall did not have a great game. You pivot from Wall to that Dame or that whoever it is, like the guy that has super upside that's going to be super low owned because of Wall so popular. And if it's a bad matchup, Damian Lillard, it doesn't matter the matchup. This dude can get hot and beat any matchup. It doesn't matter. So I'm not saying it's a great, like you should go all in on main teams. It's just what you try to do to beat so many other teams.
Mm-hmm. Key pivots is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, tell me about the game.
Me and we got to educate the folks. Like,
no. That's gold right there. I mean, really, if people want to know how you really want to beat 100. Like you look at the tournaments you see on TV. Oh, I can win $1 million. I can win $50,000 in a night. Oh, it's not that easy. And like there's things that people don't think about. It's not just I know basketball, so I'm gonna play the guys I know. Like, there's a lot more that go into it on the game series side, and that's the stuff that we try to teach people, at Wise Take. So I'm glad that we were able on a 2-game slate to fit in some of that stuff.
They failed to mention on those commercials that about half of these teams that are in these tournaments are by the same person with 150 different combinations.
Right.
So they just, it's practically impossible. If you're playing all chalk in there, you just might as well just expect for min cash.
Yeah.
But Aminu, I don't.
I was gonna say min cash, man. I'd be happy sometimes with that.
I'm not trying to min cash no donkey.
Hey, I'm trying to win $1 million here, man.
I want to get in the top 5 at least. But Aminu, I don't think is gonna play. He could, but I don't think he's going to, because he rolled his ankle. Oh no, it was his wrist. His wrist and his ankle. Oh damn. Damn. He hurt his wrist and his ankle. I thought it was just his ankle. I don't think Aminu is playing. So this will boost Ed Davis, Mo Harkless, Evan Turner, all 3 of those. And Oh boy, Miles Leonard. What's his name? Right, Myers Leonard.
Yep,
He might
Myers.
play. And if they, it's the Lakers. So I don't think they wouldn't go with Leonard and Nurkic on the floor at once. I don't think. So
I don't know. They might be able to because Leonard could spread the floor if they needed to. They could.
They can, but I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened to Nurkic this year, but play good versus Gobert, which I did not see. Like that would not have been a play I would have made in the donkey. But what I want to say is Portland is coming off a back-to-back with travel, with overtime. So I don't expect them to be blowing out anybody here. So I expect this game to stay close. This will be my favorite game of the two. And there's plenty of options all over the place. What I don't like is that Walton is the coach. So I don't know if it's going to be Nance. I don't know if it's going to be Kuzma or Randall. I don't know. Make your choice. Brook Lopez probably going to play 18 minutes with his big ugly ass. Soft like a donut. Like a white powdered donut. That's how soft
like
it
a
is.
donut.
About that.
KCP should play plenty of minutes to guard Dame and McCollum. So he's a good option just because super big minutes, but he might go out and score 11 fantasy points playing 40 minutes. Lonzo Ball, I like it. I like it a lot. I like any point guard versus Damian Lillard. Ingram is my question. Ingram's got some tough defenders. Like Mo Harkless is a good defender. So that's kind of a guy like I don't know. Like maybe I'll try to go with the field. Like I'll try to predict his ownership and try to go with the field on him. But I'm not sure. Like if I made five teams, I might put him 2.
You think he'll be 40?
Nah. I don't think so.
Like,
but he is coming off a big game, though.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, I don't think it'd be that high because you got KD there, so KD's gonna take up a big chunk of that. But I don't know. Maybe
now that I'm looking at it, yeah, he might be because who else are you gonna go?
Yeah, no, I don't want Rudy Gay. I mean, it would have like Mo Harkless. He just doesn't have huge upside most of the time. Like, yeah, he might be 4 or more. He could be more. Yeah, it's tough to say right now, but yeah. But yeah, this is my favorite game of the two, sure.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. One thing I'll say, just while you guys were talking, I went ahead and I punched it in and saw what happens to the usage when Amino is off the court, and Nurkic gets the biggest bump. I mean, Lillard and Dame both got about a 6% bump, and Nurkic 8% bump. Keep in mind, like you said, he's coming off a back end of a back-to-back. I'm a little weary. Big men are the only guys that I get weary about playing. Like there's some big men where I don't care, but big men worry me sometimes coming on back-to-backs. You know what I mean?
You know what big man doesn't?
Which one?
Boogie Cousins.
Yeah. That's He's one. He's like an exception to the rule, 100%. I don't care if it's back-to-back to back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to Boogie, man.
34. He played 34 tonight. When every other game before that is 26, 27, 27, 20. Played his most minutes of the year last night in Utah. In the altitude, too.
Yeah. It's worrisome.
Okay, Cash.
Yeah.
Make a prediction here. We'll have a little bet here. Who do you think is going to be the highest player on the entire slate?
The highest scoring?
Highest scoring, sorry.
Oh.
I mean, like FanDuel points, DraftKings points. You got to at least pick like a site because it might be different because of the steals factor. So
true. I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick, and then I'll pick somebody from that same site.
I mean, I want to be an asshole and F the chalk, but
that's fine. There's a lot of chalk here. That's fine.
Shit.
There's almost smoke coming out of his ears right now.
I'll say Draymond Green.
He's going to be the
highest score
on FanDuel.
FanDuel. All right, I'll take Steph on FanDuel.
That's what I wanted to take, but F that.
Okay, I'll get down on this. I'll take. Wait, you took Steph Curry?
Yep.
All right, I guess I'll take Durant.
I know that's the third option.
What else am I gonna? I like. In all honesty, like I almost said Lonzo Ball, and then I was like, nah, wait.
I would have loved that.
I was gonna say they might laugh at me. So I was gonna say, but in reality, we just to be like, if we want to go that route, we can go with Ball, because I do expect like Ball to show up here. Like, it's Dame Lillard, and I know that Dame usually tries to get up against like any kind of name, whether they're good or not, and like Ball is a name just because of his publicity with his dad and everything. So like, I can see these guys going back and forth a little bit with taking advantage of a beat up team.
If the first game is a blowout and they only get 3 quarters, and Lonzo is actually making a shot for a change, like dude has one of the worst field goal percentage in the league right now. Yeah. Like
his one of the worst shots.
Yeah, his shot is the most hideous thing in the world.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
But I mean, it went in college. But if it goes in, he could definitely be the highest scorer.
Well, we saw against Phoenix, he put up 59 DraftKings points against Phoenix or whatever, right? Yeah. Like, he's done it before. You know what's interesting though? Like,
so it's national.
Think about Nurkic and like some of these guys who played a ton of minutes in OT against Utah, and like you said in the elevation, then traveling, which was late as hell, and now they're gonna play, and like I wonder if that makes like Brolo any more interesting. You know what I mean? Because like initially, like the dude is soft, you don't want him, but like is Nurkic gonna be a little tired? He's gonna be a little weak. I don't think so, but it's worth considering.
If Luke Walton was the coach, I want him.
Yeah,
because he can get hot. He can drain them.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, Nurkic might have a hard time chasing him around if he's a little worn out. I'd be interested to see how many minutes they actually give him today, because they're always pretty weird with his minutes anyway. So
20.
He's kind of seeming like the biggest fade for me, right? Like to me, he's kind of seeming like don't hold me to it. Tomorrow on the Y stream, we'll see how I feel after we've had a full day of research. But I kind of feel like maybe he would be the guy that I can see a fade for. Because I mean, he's like in the best spot, right? Nurkic.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Nurkic. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be interesting matchup wise if Leonard guards him. I think Leonard's a little bit more athletic, but I think Lopez is a little bit more strong down low. So that'd be an interesting matchup just to watch and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I know right now for a fact I won't have as much Nurkic as the field.
Yeah.
Me neither.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah, man, this was a cool show, especially considering it was only a 2-game slate. Normally these things are like boom, boom, but like it was cool to touch on some strategy. There happened to be some good examples lying around. So, take advantage of opportunity. It's about reacting. The NBA DFS is all about reacting. You hear news, you hear injury news, you react. Like how you react, how you pivot. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah, you react by not playing the guy that's going to do nothing.
And we're starting to get to that point in the season. There was a video on YouTube about it now from Wise Take. You can start looking at the scoring calendar and seeing how guys are doing on back-to-backs.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was just gonna actually mention that. That's great, TC. I'm glad you said it. It's up on the site for Wise Take members only. And guys, head over to Wise Take. Sign up for the monthly plan. The basketball, if you want only basketball, we do have a package that's $19.99 a month. If you want all sports, it's $29.99 a month. But if you use promo code Twitter, it's $24.99 a month. And on top of
golf
that,
has started soon.
And yeah, I think golf is starting soon, Cash.
Yes, I love golf.
And on top of that, you also get a free 7 days to try it out. So if you sign up, you have 7 days to try out the premium stuff at wisetake.com. And if you're happy, you leave it alone. You'll be charged in regular membership with your promo code discount. And if you're not happy within the 7 days, cancel it and you never get charged. But why not try it? I mean, we're offering that for free, and you'll have a lot of fun, and you'll learn. You will learn. That's the whole thing. Like, we want you to learn. We don't just we try to show our work, like especially on the Y streams. Like we try to explain to you, like the articles will help you. We got cheat sheets, everything like to help you. Like, we want you to win. That's the bottom line. So we have all these different things to help. We have models. We have the new scoring calendar. We have all kinds of things to help you if you want to do your own research a little bit. If you don't have time, we got the articles, the cheat sheets to kind of guide you in that direction. Then we have a Y stream to kind of basically walk you through what we've discovered in our research. So check it out, man. You get a free 7 days. Just sign up. I mean,
and at $29.99, I mean, America's obese. If you have kids, like, don't go to McDonald's one time a week, and you already covered your monthly costs. So go ahead and save your body and your health and your family's health and make some money.
There you go.
That's one hell of an example.
Yes, it is. All right, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up. That like button means a lot to us. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, subscribe and give us some 5-star reviews. Bump us up those charts. It means a lot. Anyway, for TC, for Cash, for myself, and the entire White State Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.